Hi guys, it's Jacob from StringBuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being the music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Stereophonics, so that's All in One Night. So I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. When it comes to Stereophonics, I've never been a passionate follower of them. I've never really been deep in their following or anything like that. I've never really listened to many of their albums, but I have listened to a lot of their music. And I think Kelly Jones has a fantastic voice. Some of their bigger tracks, obviously, a lot of people know, and I'm in that sort of boat, really. And they are one of those sort of staple groups from the early 2000s that I thought were going to have a more sort of lasting career. And although they're still going today, they didn't quite reach the heights or the consistent heights of what I thought they were going to do. But anyways, they're back with this brand new album and this brand new track, and I thought it was okay. It wasn't particularly great. There are some good things about it, especially when it comes to the instrumentation. I actually think the vocal melodies are fairly good this time around as well, but I think the lyrics are atrocious to the extent that it felt like the song wasn't even finished. When it comes to the musicality of this track, I actually like the little sort of guitar lick that played over and over again. Sure, it might seem a little bit repetitive since it was literally from start to finish and never really changed, but I kind of like that aspect of things. I did actually like the electronic incorporation this time around. I know a lot of people don't really like this sort of stuff because it feels as if because they are a rock band, that they are going away from their past, they're going away from what made them so likable in the first place, but I actually kind of like this adaptation to their sound. I enjoyed the 808s in the background, the sort of jarring and jerky beat sounded really good to me, and I think the song form as well, you've got enough sort of transitional differences between each verse and chorus to make the song feel a bit more fleshed out than it actually probably was, because obviously there's no real bridge in here or anything like that. So I guess to many, if you don't take to the the first few bars, you're going to find the song incredibly repetitive. If you found them catchy, then you're going to like the rest of this song. I think the vocal performance is decent. There are a couple of lines I think should have been redone because they weren't as powerful as they really should have been, and I think that's a big problem throughout the entire track, that for every sort of bit of power, every part you think is really going to knock your socks off, it never really does that, because it does feel as if the track is building and building and building to that sort of climactic moment that never really comes. As I've mentioned, the electronic incorporation is good here. I enjoyed the sort of little pads and synths that were added right at the end as well. I would have liked to have heard more of that. So yeah, there are some good aspects here and some really negative ones. Production-wise, everything sounded as it should. I think the guitar had a subtle but very nice and clear and pure clean tone to it, with a tiny bit of reverb on the end, which is always appreciated. I thought the vocals sounded great. They never sounded too manipulated, too overproduced or anything like that. They sounded very raw, very pure, and I think it made the performance seem a little bit more genuine as well. As I've mentioned, I did like the electronic elements here. I thought all the percussion sounded really deep, really impactful, especially in the low end. That was covered really nicely. And there are a couple of little sort of decorative sections with the synths and stuff that sort of just shone in that high ground as well. So yeah, it's a good production job. Lyrically though, this track is a meh, really. I don't really get what they were going for with the lyrics this time around. It did sound like a year sort of 8 student in a music class has been put together in a band and they've got to make a song, and by the end of the lesson the lyrics are really, really basic, don't make any sense, because by the end of the track he's talking about stuff happening in months and months time, yet this track is meant to be all in one night. I mean, there are some really weird lyrics in here, like baby in a belly and to try and move around a dog in a high street and all this sort of stuff, but it wasn't clever sort of witty wordplay or anything like that. It was just literally stating the obvious as the music video was going along. It felt like a song made for the music video rather than a music video made for the song when it comes to the lyrics. And I would understand more if it was a bit more personal, it was telling a true story of what's happened within the group, what happened to him, and I don't think it was. I think it was all really jumbled and it was all hypothetical, and it just seemed a little bit stupid to me, really. So overall, I think this track was just fine. It was passable. I'm not entirely excited for the new Stereophonics album, but there are some things that are drawing me in, especially with the electronic stuff. And again, I did like the guitar work within here, so I think it still might be a decent album. So I'm going to give this one a G rating of 5 out of 10. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, comment what you think in the comment section down below, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye-bye.